Hey guys, so one thing I really like about the Black Bay 54 is the dial. So I've decided to do a little comparison with three other watches of mine that have sunburst dials, or dials that really come alive or fall apart in the sun. So as you can see, I mean, this is inside. It is sunny outside, but this is your normal kind of indoor lighting conditions. So as you can see, 54, it looks, I mean, there's a little bit of gloss, but it looks, I'm trying to get to focus. It looks nice. I mean, it's okay. It looks pretty normal. Very Rolex-esque, Tudor-esque, Black Bay, standard sort of affair. Here's my Grand Seiko SBGA 375. I've actually fitted it to a Strapcode Jubilee because I just can't get a decent fit with the standard bracelet. But look, I'll do another video on that. So this is a really lovely dial. You can't really see it here, but it's like an inky blue. It goes between inky blue and black. Words can't describe it, but then it goes bright in the sun. It's a fantastic dial. Honestly, it's a work of art, this dial. Then we have an Orient Komatsu. I've had this for a long time. Literally one of the best value for money watches in my collection. This is again on a Strapcode Jubilee. I also have it on the Strapcode Oyster, or Super Oil, Boa Oil, whatever they call it. I'll do a comparison between the two, but this has a really good dial. I mean, it's got a really good dial in the dark. It's sort of, I mean, in normal light, overcast, indoors, it's like a beautiful dark green. It's just the right amount of green. It's nice, right amount of green, and it kind of complements the bezel. You can't see it. I don't know why, because I don't think the phone is making it clear, but hopefully it is. And then here's my Seiko SP149. Cool watch. Really, this has got a lovely dial. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a paley turquoise blue. It's something you have to see in the flesh. This has been fitted with a Uncle Seiko Z199 or Z199 if you're in the US. Really enjoy this bracelet, and it's transformed the watch. But what I want to do, I'm going to take them outside, so then you can kind of see the effects on the Tudor dial in the sunlight and on the other watches, which will give you an idea, because the Tudor, it's very I mean, it's understated. It just looks like it's just a normal looking watch. It's a fantastic watch, and it's plain, but it comes alive in the sun. But that's the thing. My comparison here is to show how some watches with coloured dials are fantastic in the dark, and not in the dark in normal lighting conditions, but in the sunlight they can either pop and become amazing, or they can just fall apart. And let's have a look. And when I say fall apart, I mean it's all subjective, but when it comes to bright and really in your face, sunburst, it's a hard thing, I think, personally, to get it absolutely right. But let me show you. Okay, I haven't actually gone outside yet, but I will. But this probably just gives you an idea of what they look like in sunlight indoors. I don't know if it's coming. If you can see it really on the camera, but hopefully you can. The Tudor looks fantastic. It's a lovely kind of warm sunburst. Really nice. I think this is one of the best things of this watch. You can it's understated. This is when the watch is shining now outside. I'm actually excited. Really nice. You can just see the glimmer, the warmth now coming out from the cold. Not the cold, but when you look at the warmth of the 58, with the bezel, with the gilt print and the colouring. This is a bit different, a bit more colder, but again nice, vintage, and in line with the 7922. But now you can see the dial, the warmth coming out, and it really is interesting. There you go. Then you can see the beautiful GS dial, the indices, Zaratsu polishing and whatnot, the sparkle. But you can see that beautiful dial. You can now sort of you can see the sunburst on the Komatsu coming out more. Very bright. I loved it inside, but it's really bright now. Bright watches, I don't know, it's not really my thing as such, but again, we'll take it outside. Now, the Seiko, the blue is fantastic. It's really popping now. You can get an idea of how beautiful that blue is. It's one of the best blues. Really, really nice. Comes alive in the sunlight. Yeah, the GS, I mean, from inside it was really nice dark inky blue, and now it's turning into it's like a lighter midnight blue. Really beautiful colour. And as you can see with the 54, it's just nice, really, really nice. Let's move outside and then I'll put a comparison of them all in the sunlight, and then you'll sort of see what I mean, where the dials can either shine or just, in my opinion, just fall apart. Fall apart is subjective, but again, fall apart just making something look a bit cheap, whereas it would look perfectly fine. So cool, let's move outside. Right, here we are, we're outside now. It's a nice and sunny morning. I always like to try and put natural light on my videos, so you really can get an idea of what the watches look like in the real world. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Can you see now how lovely this style is? It comes alive. You can just see the warmth. It's not matte like the 58. The 58 is a nice dial, but it's matte. This has character. It comes alive in the sun. Really nice watch. Fantastic size. I'll put it on the wrist in a second. But yeah, Tudor just nailed it out of the park. Because inside it's dark, it's nice, it means business, it's understated, but outside it's just a lovely kind of a beautiful brownish goldy sort of sunburst. But it's not OTT, it doesn't fall apart, it comes alive. I'll say, let me compare an extreme end, which is the Komatsu. I don't know, some people like this bright kind of green sunburst effect. I'm not a massive fan. I mean, it's cool, it's nice, but I just prefer this inside it. It's such a beautiful dark green. A really lovely dark green. And what, 200 quid? How much are these? £180 I paid for this watch. You can't complain. But sometimes the green is a bit, when the sun hits, it's nice, but I don't know. I think it kind of falls apart. That's in my opinion, but maybe I'm getting older. As I mentioned, yeah, maybe I am getting older. But it is nice. It's nice, but it just, I don't know, falls apart. Very, very bright. It's a bright sunburst. Some people like bright sunburst. Maybe I don't. That's the thing. The Tudor isn't a bright sunburst, but it's one of the best sunbursts I've seen. And here you go. Here's the GS in the sunlight. Really, really cool. I mean, this is my idea of a bright sunburst. It's a dark blue that's just a midnight blue now that just kicks. Nice, very nicely done. And here you have the, sorry about that microfiber in the background, you have the SBP 149. Look at that, just stunning. This blue comes alive. It's a different kind of blue. It's like a pale turquoisey beauty. It's a lovely colour. This comes alive in the sun as well. Let me put them all on my wrist to give you an idea of what they all look like, because again I'm showing it to you, showing them all to you just stationary. Give me a second. Go back to what it looks like in a different background. You can just see how nice it is. Do you know what's funny? The Jubilee actually complements this GS so well. I never thought it would. It's now like a Grand Just. Jubilee from a Datejust on a Grand Seiko. Who would have thought? I've nicknamed this the Grand Just. There you go. Okay, it's actually gone a bit overcast now, so you can't really see the pop. Wait till the sun comes back. That's how understated the burst is, the sunburst on this. So here, this is a perfect example. Now it's not full on sun, you can just get this beautiful green. I don't know if you can see the green. It's lovely now. Now it's just fantastic. But when it's like proper bright sunlight, it's just so bright, and it makes the watch look a bit cheap, which is a shame. There you go, sunny again. So you can see it, how it just changed from like a nice dark green to a really bright greeny blue. Let's put some of these on. So I put the 58 on. I often find that the closer up I do of the actual watch, it looks a lot bigger on my wrist, but this should actually give you an idea of what it actually looks like. So my wrist is 7 and a bit inches. It's not focusing. There you go. Wow, what a beautiful dial. Something you could admire with it, just the small details. That's the funny thing. It's a very understated watch. It just has the right amount of details. The 54. There you go. That's what it looks like on my wrist. You can see the sunburst there. The GS on my wrist. Focus. There you go. It does actually work really well with the Jubilee bracelet. Actually, it's so much more comfortable. It's got an aftermarket clasp, which I bought from Strapcode. Not really happy with it. It's a bit clunky, but the rest of the watch actually wears really well now. And it's the first time I've actually been able to enjoy this piece with this new bracelet. I just couldn't get a right fit with the standard bracelet, and even with the leather strap I bought, it just wouldn't work. But now I'm really enjoying the watch. It does get babied though, because it's a massive scratch magnet, but you can see the beautiful blue dial out in the sun and how wonderful it looked inside. Really nice piece. So that's the Grand Just. Go a bit further away so you can see what it looks like on my wrist. There you go, it's really close up, but that's what it actually looks like. the SBP 149. Oh, this is a super watch. For the price. Just look at the dial, it's lovely. Even on the black, I think they've got a black, kind of brown. They've got a few dial versions of this. Really good watch for the money. You can sort of get an idea what that looks like on my wrist. This again fitted with a Z1 or Z199 bracelet. It's transformed it, it's given it more of a vintagey sort of look, but super comfortable, fits really nice. Nice kind of taper on there as well. It's got his milled clasp, which has got a nice kind of click to it. And finally the Komatsu. So lovely when the sun's not directly shining on it, like green, but then it just turns into like a greeny blue. But you know what, I can't complain, it's a £200 watch. It's a £200 watch. Looks pretty cool on this Jubilee, or Super J, I think it's called. But yeah, this hopefully this gives you an example of why the 54 just comes alive outside. Tudor have just really done a great job on the dial. It just pops outside, but not in an overstated way, in just a fantastic. It's just a lovely way, and as you as the owner or the wearer, would just something that you can appreciate. Just the small details with this, the very small little details. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping this video has helped, and it would be great if you could subscribe to my channel. Again, I do own the watches I review. I don't just go and I own them. No one gives them to me. I have to actually use my hard-earned cash here. But I am a collector, and I'm hoping this gives you a good idea. I'd like to share my collection with you, and just, you know, share the passion. So thanks for watching. Yeah, please subscribe. I will do a few review and a comparison shortly on the 54. A real world review. It's a fantastic watch, I love it. I'll compare it to my 58, and yeah, it's a funny one. But to summarise, where can you get a vintage piece that is reliable? You know, this is a 4-digit Rolex reference or Tudor reference watch with solid, everyday, modern build quality that you can actually wear. You can take swimming, you can enjoy it. You've got your T-fit clasp. The 58, in my opinion, fantastic watch. It's what everyone likes, and I love it. It's pretty much a 5-digit reference, but with a more vintage theme. This is similar. Oh, this is the same sort of thing. This is now a 4-digit reference with the correct size, 37mm, with a modern day watch, modern day build quality. I mean, it's not cheap, £3,000, but for what you're getting, and if you really would like to experience that, and as a collector I would. I mean, I'm not willing to pay 40 or 50 grand for a 50-60 year old watch. Lovely thing, but you can't wear it. What's the point? I'd rather buy a 911 Turbo, a 997 for that kind of money. So look, that's my opinion. It's a superb watch. I mean, you're getting the vintage, the full-on vintage experience here, very much close to it, as close as you can get for £3,000, or just over £3,000, and they've done a great job. I hope this helps. I hope you've enjoyed looking at it, and it's given you an idea of these watches. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, any questions, fire them in the comments.